When I think about this YouTube channel, I go, what's the point? If you want to find out, stay tuned. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about culture. Oh, and side note, if you hear someone squeaking and squawking, that's Ezra. He's over here in his little plaything. Hopefully he's not too distracting. Before we get into it, we should probably define what culture is. Now, there's a lot of different ways to define culture. Some explanations are long, some are short. For the purposes of this video, we're just going to define it in a very simple way. And that is that culture is simply what humans make of this world. God puts humans on this earth, and what we've created is basically the culture. As humans, we can either choose to make a culture that is God glorifying or denies God. So in a way, culture is kind of what humans believe about God. Right now in the world, our generation is kind of in a cultural divide with so many different beliefs and opinions. Although people have asked this question since the beginning of time, I think now more than ever, people are wondering and asking themselves, what is truth? Lately, it kind of feels like when you hear about our current culture and our current generation, all you hear is negative stuff. Millennials are so terrible, the world is falling apart, and this generation is the worst. The culture we live in is so twisted and ungodly. But there are times where I hear these things and I get kind of offended because it's like, I'm a millennial and this is my generation, so don't call names. While some of that is true, we can't forget that there are some positives about the day and age we live in right now. As people living on this earth, we have some bit of control over this culture and this generation. In Acts 17, God is talking to some philosophers, and he basically says God determines the exact times that people live in their current dwelling place. Although we live in a culture right now where things are changing and maybe not for the better, we have to realize that God has put us in this place and in this culture and in this time for a reason, and it's not by mistake. And if we just sit around and complain about the way that things are right now, nothing's going to change. So this is one of the main reasons that I'm making this YouTube channel, and that is to be a voice in this culture that God has put me in this generation that I have been born into, to speak life and truth. Because if I don't, who will? Why do I take the time to make these videos when I only have 30 subscribers? Well, even if to those 30 subscribers I can give hope and be an inspiration to stand up, to be life and truth in this world, then that serves a purpose. I know that God has called me to make these videos because I feel like people right now need to be encouraged that there's others around you that believe in God and that are willing to stand up for what's right and what's true. To show that there's millennials out there that still believe in God and are raising their families on the Bible and on the principles of God, regardless of the culture that humans have created right now. I think people are looking for a genuine behind-the-scenes look at an example of someone who's living, a godly Christian life. So if you agree with what I've said in this video, I have a challenge for you, and that is to share this video so that we can all come together as a group of people placed on this earth right now in this time and encourage one another that although things are getting kind of hard, we can stand together as Christians and be united in the fact that we have faith in the God of the universe who put us all here. We have the power to change the culture that we live in if we choose to make a stand.